minute or two whilst people join the session online. Thank you again, everyone, as you're joining. I can see lots of people coming in as I speak to today's 2024 Workplace Giving Award Categories session. I can see it's just gone 11:01, so we might get underway. How do you feel about that, Rania?
Sounds good.
Terrific. We did get a registration list of those who registered for today's event, so thank you for registering and for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us today. As I mentioned, today's session is about the 2024 Workplace Giving Award categories. Many of you I do know, thank you again for joining today. For those of you who I've not met before, my name is Bronwyn Wood.
My name is Rania Shami.
Together, we'll be taking you through today's session, which covers the details of the award categories for 2024 and getting you prepared for the submission, which will open later this month. Some general notes before we jump in. By default, the Teams session we've set up today has microphones on mute and cameras off. We are recording this session as we have been advised some people wanted to join and unfortunately there was a clash. At any stage, not just about today's session, but as you head into the submission process as well, please know that we are here to help and will respond to any questions as they arise for you. I can see some more people joining now, so I think we'll get underway. And before we do, I'd firstly like to make an acknowledgement of country. Here at Workplace Giving Australia, we acknowledge the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as the traditional custodians of the lands where we work and live. We pay our respects to elders past and present, and I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who may be present in this session today. Here we're coming to you from Camaragal land, just on the lower North Shore of Sydney, and I'd like to recognise their connection to lands, waterways and skies. A quick run through of what we'll be doing today. Rania, shall we run through this?
Yeah, it'd be great to go through it and just to give you a preview of what's to come in this short and quick session.
Terrific. Let's do it. We're very excited, Rania and I, to focus in on these three key areas with you today. Firstly, we will be giving you a little bit of background on the awards program and our purpose. Secondly, this year's award categories and, very importantly, the judging framework. Finally, we'll run through a timeline so you have the end-to-end dates in your calendar ready to go. All right, that first session is some background, and Rania, I think you're best placed to talk us through this section. Remind me again, when did you join? And in fact, when was the first awards that you were involved in here at Workplace Giving Australia?
Yeah, it seems like just yesterday to be honest. It was a while ago. It was in 2016 when we had our first awards program, and that's when I first joined the organisation. Workplace Giving Australia has been the administrator for the awards ever since. We deliver the largest independent forum designed to celebrate the role and efforts of working Australians as they harness the power of their companies to support and build stronger communities.
Wow. These awards really do bring together those three stakeholder groups that we frequently talk about, whether it be in our network-led workplace fundamentals workshops or generally in conversation with charities and corporates alike. Those three powerful groups of the businesses, the employees, and at the heart of everything we do, of course, the charities. And together we're able to celebrate their combined success and showcase the innovation and dedication that they show in their programs.
over the years, it's been wonderful actually to see how much we've had interest and applications and
How many do you think you would have received over the years, Rania?
From the beginning, from my numbers and having a look, it would have been just about over 300 applications.
Wow.
So it's quite a, and it's wonderful to see how it's grown over the years. So the interest, the awareness of this amazing campaign and awards that we do has grown among many Australian organisations. And it's not just the award itself. Through the sharing of these award programs, we provide education and inspiration to more organisations embarking on their own workplace giving programs.
Wow, it truly is an exciting night. I remember the ceremony from last year, but it's a process, isn't it? And it's not just, as you say, about the awards. We are able to share that with the awards. So how many trophies do you think we would have handed out over the years?
Oh, it's been good actually. From about 160, I'd say, from again looking at the wonderful organisations that we've worked with and having a look at the case studies that we've received and developed over the years. So it's really a really good number, and we know that it's continually growing.
And many years, I imagine, there's a different array of organisations from large to small, different sectors that are covered, new charities that are coming up who are beneficiaries of all of this great work as well.
Yeah.
Terrific. Okay, so that's a little bit of background for you. 2024 we are coming to, of course, and that will be, I think it's the 9th running, is that right, Rania?
It is, yeah.
The 9th running of the Workplace Giving Award, Annual Australian Workplace Giving Awards. Okay, before we go into the categories specifically, let's just talk a little bit about what we're celebrating. And indeed, it is all types of giving at work, is it not?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just as the programs come in all shapes and sizes, the awards celebrate all forms of giving, as you can see on the screen there. From pre-tax payroll giving to innovative charity and employer partnerships, employee-nominated grant programs, and more. There is a range of categories to suit your organisation's needs, organisation's programs, whether you're a charity or a business.
There truly is an array of work that's done, and often they are holistic programs that have not just one area, but multiple areas. And of course, here at Workplace Giving Australia, we believe payroll giving is at the core of every successful workplace giving program. Okay, that's given some good background. Why don't we get stuck into a little bit about the framework for this year? This year, we are being very intentional about wanting to take you through the 4 areas of response, I guess the questions that sit into these 4 different areas. So firstly, we're going to be asking you to look at intention. Again, many of you may have heard me talk about me being a fan of Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek's, one of his favourite sayings is, of course, start with why. And that's what we'll be asking you to do with your award submission. Articulate the goals and ambitions of your program. Why did you start this? What were the main organisational drivers to implement or enhance your program? So really starting from that intentional base. Then we move on to input. We'd like you here to describe the development phase, the major considerations. Perhaps there were some barriers that you needed to overcome. Of course, we'd like you to provide the details on the stakeholders engaged as well to establish the program. In our insights from the research piece we did this year, we took away that involving your people is the key way to ensure a successful program. So that people, your employees as a stakeholder group, is important to factor in your input part of your submission.
You skipped to me.
It's not enough going forward. Sorry, I've just skipped forward a few.
You're just on output there. That's fine. Yeah, from what I can see.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Rania. Thirdly, it's output. And the output is all about describing the program in action. How the resultant program, because of your intention that you set in the first instance, because of the output, because of the input that was done, what was then the output? What was that program that was then activated? And what was achieved in its implementation? Where were you able to deliver? Finally, it's all about the impact. We'd like you to show measurement of the program against that original intent. And that's what I said at the outset. Starting with why allows us then to do that impact assessment back to what it was you originally intended to achieve with your program. What are the effects of the program for the stakeholders as well? That's an important part. And Rania, we have a note at the bottom here that talks about the evidence showing in each of these different areas. What's the range of evidence that is sometimes provided?
It's a wonderful opportunity to showcase your program. So we've seen from many applications over the years, it can consist of photographs, it can consist of collateral that you've used, it can consist of screenshots of your program that you've promoted on your intranet, on your socials, on your website. Any great, I guess, visuals, but also even videos. So we know that some people do some amazing videos to showcase their program for their employees or even externally. Feel free to put that into your application, and then it definitely, from understanding and hearing feedback from the judges last year, it just gives it that rounded view of the whole program itself. Yeah,
terrific.
Perfect. Yeah.
Great. All right. So let's get stuck into the categories. Rania, would you like to kick us off with the first one?
Yeah, so you might be familiar, but we've had Best Payroll Giving Program. So that's a wonderful program that is where the employer is enabling employees to make donations by their salary. There is no special criteria. This could be a charity employer or a business employer, which has an active program. And it's not about how big or small the program is.
I can hear you suffering with your voice. So let me take over from here, Rania, and you rest. But please do chime in because you do have some great insights to share with our audience today. So yes, that first one, the Payroll Giving Program. The second one is our Best Grants Program. Grants, of course, are a corporate funding program. Again, it can be any size, but it must be delivering corporate funds to approved beneficiaries. Again, we encourage programs to have engaged their audience, the workplace givers, as part of that program. Next, we have the corporate and charity partnership. The partnership could be a new one, or it may have been established for years or even decades. It's about the application being the application can be submitted by either party. So it could be that the charity submits, or it could be that the corporate does. Of course, you want consent and input from both parties. One key criteria is that there must be a payroll giving component as part of the program. This is one of my favourites, Rania, because I come from a corporate partnership background, and we see a wonderful amount of impact created through that combination of two coming together. Is there any comments you'd like to make quickly about that?
It's true, actually. It's obviously you've got the payroll component, which we know is great, but we see such beautiful things flourish from the partnerships. And when people showcase the amazing things that they're doing with their corporate partners and the charities, and also just putting the application together is a great opportunity I've seen with them working together, particularly on that project. And even when the success comes through and they win, they're both up there and they're both celebrating. And it's a wonderful thing to do, I think, to just acknowledge that.
Terrific. Then we move on to volunteering. So the Best Volunteering Program. This is for corporates which have an active program offering and providing staff with volunteering opportunities with a charity. We see a lot of amazing volunteering opportunities through showcased in the awards program. And last year we had a very innovative volunteering or pro bono support program that was highlighted. So we encourage those with a volunteering program to enter that award category. The next one is innovation, best innovation. It's a very open category, this one, isn't it, Rania? It could be from a charity or a business employer. What we're looking for is an implementation or an innovative element to the program, something new which perhaps contributed to, of course, the original intent of the program, and maybe even kicked it up a notch and had the desired consequence by maybe something's quite small, it's quite simple, but effective,
exactly,
and new to your program. We see a lot of diversity in this category submission as well from both charities where they may have found an innovative way of looking at workplace giving or looking at that revenue stream for them. Likewise, from a corporate perspective, something that they've changed that's really resonated and added to the success of their program. Next one is Champion of the Year. This one is our only individual award. Again, applications are open to both charities and businesses. Rania and I deal with many stakeholders when we're talking about workplace giving programs, and they all contribute to the success of workplace giving. So this particular award is an acknowledgement and an opportunity to celebrate someone who's been instrumental in the success of your program. Perhaps they've gone above and beyond in supporting the program. I'm really looking forward to this one. Rania, I think we've had it in the mix of the categories in previous years. It wasn't in 2023 though. So in 2024, what do you think this might look like?
I think obviously from speaking to many of the clients that we work with, we know there are people that just do go above and beyond, and they are very passionate about workplace giving and giving back to the community, and that flows through obviously in the organisation. We know some organisations allocate their own internal champions, so it might be a hard choice to pick someone who's probably outstanding, but I think it's a wonderful opportunity again to just see how these individuals are driving that change within their organisation, and then hopefully being an inspiration to others.
Great word, driving change. Yeah. And finally, the big one, it is the Workplace Giving Program of the Year. So this award recognises the holistic nature of a workplace giving program. You'll recall one of the earlier slides, we talked about all forms of workplace giving, and a program that celebrates the various components of payroll of a workplace giving program is what we're talking about here. So the judges will be looking for the award submissions to have at least 3 components from that previous slide. I might just go back to that slide quickly, in fact, just while we're here. So at least 3 components of giving in the workplace need to be featured as part of your Workplace Giving Program of the Year award submission. It does recognise that holistic nature of the program, and just with each of the other awards, we're looking for you to display those 4 key areas of intent, input, output, and impact. I'll just catch us back up to where we were. That's where we were. So those are our 7 categories for 2024. Once again, just to repeat, starting off with the best payroll giving program. We then have the best grants program, best corporate charity partnership, best volunteering program, best innovation. And then the 2 ones, firstly, the individual award, Workplace Giving Champion of the Year, and finally, Workplace Giving Program of the Year. With each of these categories, the 7 categories we've just gone through, there will be winners in each category. Firstly, the outright winner. Secondly, a runner-up. And thirdly, highly commended. Our judging panel will be looking at the awards through those 4 key areas that we've mentioned. I'll mention them one more time: intent, input, output, and impact, and assessing those to come up with these 3 winners per category. We have in the past sometimes had joint winners, have we not, Rania?
We have. There has been obviously some times where the judges have found it very difficult to be able to decide who the winner is. There have been some quite equal winners and such, so that can be a possibility, and it comes through when they deliberate post their scoring. So there is a lot of discussion about that, and
terrific.
Yeah,
that's great. Okay. A couple of recommendations from Rania, because as you heard at the outset, Rania is a treasure trove of knowledge for us here at Workplace Giving Australia, having been here since the very first Workplace Giving Awards back in 2016. So a couple of recommendations. How's your throat feeling, by the way? Would you like to read through these?
I'll go through. We can really bounce through, but I think obviously you can see what's on the screen, but I feel like highlighting a couple of tips will be useful, especially in this early stage of preparation. So, number 1, look through all the categories to select which category is right for you and your organisation. So, you're attending this webinar. It's obviously clear that you are managing this side of the Workplace Giving program, whether it's a partnership side or whether it's the corporate side. You have a look through what we spoke about, and obviously we'll be sharing more information, and see which one fits. And remember, you can't apply for more than one category, so don't feel like you're limited to one. So that's good advice. Who have seen many people do that in the past.
Great.
Be inspired by the previous category winners by reviewing their case studies. So we have a wonderful Workplace Giving public library, which is on our website. It is a wonderful opportunity to review and be inspired and see the ideas and see how people structured their applications, and that it's just an inspiration, I find. And we refer to them quite a bit.
Yes, we do.
So, and even just to feel like if you need a bit of for your own program, if there's something you would like to, do differently or see how other people are doing things, it's a great place to go.
And that public library is accessible for everyone, is it not?
That's exactly right. Yeah,
great.
It's a free resource on our workplacegiving.org.au website.
Terrific.
Step 3 or tip 3, I'd say start accumulating your program data and story to create your supporting materials. So there are things that we'll be gathering in the in the application process that will involve, maybe some figures, which are, payroll giving data or matching data, and obviously number of employees and that kind of thing. I feel like if you can prepare yourself and, have a look at those figures and build that story and the data that you need, again, you'll know what you need to submit before submitting. So it's not any surprises along the way. So you will be able to prepare.
Why don't I take over on this next one?
Yeah, go for it.
The application process this year will be a one-time data input. So we will be, when the submission opens later this month, we'll be inviting you to complete the areas that are required and respond in that one sitting. It won't be an opportunity to save and go back later. So it is a one-time data input. So just keep that in top of your mind. Finally, keep informed. Information is power, right, people? So make sure that from today's session you mark the dates in your diary, and we'll go through the timeline very shortly. Please do bookmark the Workplace Giving Awards page, and I'd also, per Rania's suggestion, bookmark the library page as well. And email us with any queries or questions. As we said at the outset, Rania and I are here to support the process, however we can be of service to you and respond to your queries and questions. Okay, our next piece is just to run through the awards timeline. Rania, do you like to talk through this?
So it's looking, we're hoping to open and will open towards the end of this month. So the 29th of July, applications will open. They'll remain open for about a month. So the 30th of August, about 4 weeks. So hopefully, again, there's that opportunity to be able to prepare and then submit before the closing dates. September is a definitely busy period. We know with the judges and us as administrators and supporting them, because with the amount, anticipating the amount that we get through, it's a wonderful opportunity, and make sure that they spend that time reviewing and scoring them, but also meeting and discussing and ratifying the results. And wonderful month of October is our favourite month.
Yes.
We know we obviously would have wrapped up the process of the applications and be able to announce the finalists. So that's really exciting. Everyone will be contacted, and the wonderful celebration ceremony towards the end of October on the 29th. So we're very lucky to have that locked in. And
well, you're stealing my thunder there, Rania. I was about to go to the next slide. So look at this, everyone. You can mark this in your diary today. So the award ceremony will this year be held on Tuesday, the 29th of October. And I think we've got 20. Yeah, sorry, we've got a wrong date there. Apologies. But it is indeed the 29th of October 2024. And thanks to the generosity and support of Westpac Group, we will be at their Kent Street offices here in Sydney. Thank you again to our network member, Westpac, who are supporting us with that event. So pop that in your diary now so that you don't miss the celebration. It was a great night last year, wasn't it, Rania?
It was wonderful. It was I have to say, one of the best we had with attendance. Both we had Sydney and we had Melbourne last year, and it was wonderful. The vibe and the I guess
celebration.
The feeling. It was it was a wonderful celebration, and I'm looking forward to it again this year.
Terrific. Rania has mentioned a little bit about our judging panel, and some of you may have seen our announcement a couple of months ago that Simon Robinson from B4SI is our judging chair this year. A shout out to him for his time and his input on this for 2024. I just wanted to reference his words, and indeed, when workplace giving has never been more important, is the stress there. We thank you for the work you do with your Workplace Giving Awards, and now we'd like to celebrate that with you, and we're really looking forward to seeing the showcase of best practice and the award winners up on stage to celebrate the work that you've been doing. Thank you so much. I think that brings us to a close. As we've said, Rania and I are here to support you through the awards process this year. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us via email, and we'll be sure to respond. Any final words from you?
I'm just looking forward to working with you all, really, and feel free to reach out. Like Bronwyn said, we're more than happy to support. It's a wonderful journey, I guess, in digging deeper into your program, but also the wonderful celebration that we can all come together in October. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.